Greetings and welcome back again to Educational TV News Channel, the People's Channel. Courtroom Casanova in trouble again. And this is a man who proposed to his girlfriend in court in January as he answered the charges of assaulting her, is now in lockup again for the same thing. Now, people, before we get into the full details of this story, I have something with me also, people. An abusive relationship is a recipe for disaster. And most of the time, people, it turns out deadly and it affects the kids them in the relationship. And we just see this yesterday, people, when we see a 37-year-old woman by the name of JAMAICA Richards from Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Her throat was slashed, stabbed several times, dead by her 27-year-old boyfriend, Raimi Courthouse, who otherwise called Pops. People, throat slashed and stabbed several times, and him lock the door, people, and leave. So that's why I say, people, an abusive relationship most of the time turn out to be deadly. Now, neighbors and residents, people in the community, says a long time them a fight. Long time. Now, people, two neighbors told the cleaner that Richards and Courthouse had been having a lot of problems in their relationship. A whole heap of fight regularly. This minute them sour, the next minute them sweet. Reveal Sharon Byfield, a neighbor who lives on the ground floor of the two-story building where Richards and her two sons occupy the upper floor. She wanted him to leave and him not leave. She told him 3 weeks ago that she done because she cannot bother with the whole heap of fuss and fight. Him all pop off her chain off her neck and grab her neck. Byfield said Richard, who is the mother of her cousin's child, is a quiet, nice person who loves to cook. Byfield's husband, Delroy, also spoke about the rocky relationship between the couple. Them fuss all the time. Him never lived there. Him come and go. When him come at night, him bang on the door hard. Friends and neighbors who gathered at the deceased woman's house on Sunday grieved openly and stressed that she did not deserve such a gruesome death. No, people, her boyfriend stabbed her several times and slashed her throat. Dead, lock the door, and leave. Now, the neighbors them didn't see her in the morning, and them get curious. Use a ladder, go upstairs, kick off the door, and when them open the door, people, them saw the gruesome sight. And her two kids saw it too. So, people, that's why I says, an abusive relationship, people, is a recipe of disaster because it also affects the kids them. Now, these two kids, people, they need counseling because as long as life lasts, they will always remember how them see the mother. You know what I'm saying, people? They will always remember that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying these two kids need counseling. An abusive relationship is a recipe for disaster which always turn out deadly. Now, people, we'll go back to the courtroom Casanova, who is in trouble again. On January 21, Andre Chanteloup proposed to Nisha Morrison moments after he was called to defend himself against the charges stemming from a December incident The proposal had person teary-eyed, while some stared in admiration and awe. After apologizing, Chantelope vowed before the court that his action would not be repeated. But on March 1, the 36-year-old allegedly broke the vow, as Morrison said that he choked her. She says, all the hole on my neck scratch and thing. One of the time I couldn't breathe. I hear voices over my head. I said, let her go. You are going to kill her, said Morrison. All that he did was just a show so people can have sympathy on him, because see him do the same thing again. Now, people, as me say, an abusive relationship is a recipe for disaster. And this guy, people, the courtroom Casanova, people, this woman supposed to left this guy. You know what I'm saying? Then me tell him straight up, I no longer want to do it. Just live his life, and I will live mine. And him still attack, but him now give up. She said, I was serious, so me stop taking him call and block him. Because anytime him call, what him say is not relevant to me anymore. Morrison said that on the night in question, Chantelope called their son saying that he planned to drop off his monthly allowance. But it was taking a while, so I decided to go on the road to get the money because the kids really needed some stuff. When we come back, we see him stand outside the gate and wait on me. Then he might go ask me where me I come from. So I tell him that is my personal business, Morrison said. Him start come up in my face, and by the time I turn around to walk off, him hold on upon my hand and I pull me. Then him grab my throat, him create one piece of excitement, but him carry money and me know they're home. Him could have just give my son the money and leave. Morris and Chantelope have been together for 14 years and have 2 children. I have been through a lot with him. I don't wish to do it anymore because all him do is put on a show, she said. No, people, this guy was a guy who was in the court for domestic violence, and him carry off a brave play in the courthouse in front of the judge. Go down on his knees and propose to her and say, "Mo get counseling," and him now go do it again. You know what I'm saying, people? And now courtroom Casanova in trouble again, back in lockup for the same thing again, people. And that's why I'm saying these domestic violence and abusive relationship, it's a recipe for disaster, and it turns out deadly most of the time. So please leave your comments down below and tell me what you think. One aim, one God, one destiny. Walk good, talk good, live good. Blessings.